Բարև ձեզ հարգելի հեռուստադիտողներ, ես Աննա Մովսիսյանն եմ, ձեզ եմ ներկայացնում Your Advocates հեռուստածրագիրը եւ ինչպես միշտ այս անգամ եւս ես ձեզ հետ եմ, Կիրակի օր եւ 30 րոպե մենք միմյանց հետ կլինենք ուղիղ եթերը հեռուստաժամը եւ մեծ սիրով կպատասխանենք ձեր զանգերին, սակայն նշեմ, որ ես կատարել եմ իմ խոստումը, այսինքն կատարում եմ եւ այսօր եւս մենք ունենք շատ կարեւոր եւ ձեզ համար շատ արդիական մի հյուր, դա Ամերիկայի Միացյալ Նահանգների իմիգրացիոն ծառայության ներկայացուցիչն է, որն այսօր գտնվում է այստեղ։ Նախքան ներկայացնելը ես պետք է նշեմ, որ մենք ուղիղ եթերում ենք, հեռախոսի համարը գրված է էկրանի վրա 818 396 4433, կարող եք զանգահարել եւ ստուդիայում ձեր զանգերը կվերցնեն եւ ես այստեղ արդեն կկարդամ ձեր հարցերը կհնչեցնեմ, որտեւ այս հաղորդումների ընթացքում հարցերը բազմաթիվ են լինում, պետք է խմբավորեն եւ ես խմբավորած հարցը պետք է տամ մեր թանկագին հյուրին։ Եվ այսպես հարգելի հեռուստադիտողներ, ներկայացնում եմ մեր հյուրին։ Այսօր մեր հյուրն է իմիգրացիոն ծառայության Լոս Անջելեսի դիստրիկտի կամ այդ շրջանի խոսնակ Տիկին Claire Nicholson. Good afternoon, Miss Nicholson.
Good afternoon,
and thank you very much for being our guest, and I'm sure our viewers will be very happy, and your presence will help them in different ways.
Thank you, Anna.
Please.
Happy to be here. My name is Claire Nicholson, Public Affairs Officer, as Anna said, and I'm happy to help you guys out.
And during this show, as I said before, we are going to answer to our viewers' questions, and all questions will be collected and grouped in a back studio, and I will just give you general question, and I'm sure that this will be very educational program. And thank you very much again, and let's go. We already have questions, but before going there, I will be asking you to tell a little bit about yourself in immigration. What are you doing? What is your position? Just a little bit, very briefly.
So I'm the spokesperson for the Los Angeles region. So that spans from San Bernardino, Riverside, down to Santa Ana, and all the way up to San Luis Obispo. So I work with the media and folks such as Anna to provide educational materials about the immigration process.
Thank you very much. And I already have questions. Questions are coming. What are the basic requirements to apply for naturalization? This is the question number one that is already here. But meantime, before that, I want to ask you, to be a citizen of the United States is a privilege.
It is a privilege. It is a privilege. And there are indeed basic eligibility requirements that you must meet before applying for citizenship. You must be at least 18 years of age. You must have been a legal permanent resident or a green card holder for at least 5 years. Unless you've been married, then it's 3 years. You must be a person of good moral character. You have a basic understanding of the U.S. government and U.S. history. Basic understanding also of the English language, the ability to read, write in English. And also demonstrate the ability to, loyalty to the Constitution as well. So those are some of the basic requirements.
The requirements are there, and how does one apply for naturalization?
So the form that people need to fill out in order to apply for naturalization is called the N-400, so that you'll need to file that, as well as some of the other supplemental materials, passport photos, as well as the filing fee as well. So that's what's needed to apply for citizenship.
Filing fee is a good question, and some families, some people who are eligible to be naturalized or to apply for naturalization, they cannot afford paying filing fees. Can you say about the fee waiver?
Yes, so there is a fee waiver available. You can find more information about that on our website at uscis.gov/fee waiver. There that'll list out the specifications in terms of who qualifies for a fee waiver. So that is available for those who think that they may not be able to afford the fee for the N-400.
Does anyone have to be in the United States in order to apply for naturalization or to fill out and submit the application N-400?
Yeah, that's a great question. Not always. So in special circumstances, for example, if you're in the military and you're stationed abroad, as well as your family, you can send your application into the necessary lockbox, which is identified on the forms, and we can process your forms while you are stationed abroad. So that's one circumstance where that may occur.
That's the only circumstance that person can apply, not when the person is not in the United States?
So there's other circumstances as well. We encourage you to go to the website to see if you're eligible for that at uscis.gov.
Where can someone get USCIS forms? You already answered to this question,
yeah,
but
so
let's go again.
Yeah, it's a great question because a lot of people think that they need to pay for forms or go somewhere to pick up forms. They're available for free. Make sure you never pay for a USCIS form. They're available on our website at uscis.gov. You may also call the 1-800 number for forms, which is 1-800-870-3676, and you can get forms, and they'll or contact us, and we can send you forms that way as well.
And what are the privileges and benefits of being a United States citizen? Because when a person becomes a U.S. citizen, the benefits are completely changed, and not only benefits but privileges.
Yes,
right?
So this is true. So everyone has a personal reason for why they want to become a U.S. citizen, but some of the common ones that we see are people want to be able to vote, people want to run for office, you can bring your family to the United States. So there are many benefits of becoming a U.S. citizen. So those are just a couple of the reasons why folks decide to become U.S. citizens.
And one more comment from me: to be a citizen of the most democratic country in the world.
That's another reason, definitely.
Well, how long does it take this process to become a U.S. citizen from the submission of documents?
So once you file your N-400, from the time you submit your application to the time that you raise your right hand to take the oath, it's approximately 4 to 6 months. So cases are looked at on a case-by-case basis, so some may take longer than others. If a form or a file is submitted and it's not complete and we need to send a request for additional evidence, it may take a little bit longer, but if everything's squared away, it should, like I said, take 4 to 6 months to process.
What are the different steps during the citizenship process? There are some steps people have to take.
Yes. So the first step is to determine whether you're eligible. So we talked about that earlier. If you have determined that you're eligible, you need to fill out a Form N-400 and submit it to the designated lockbox for your area. That information will be on the form instructions as well as the website. So you'll need to submit the form as well as evidence and 2 passport photos as well as the necessary filing fee. We also encourage you to make a copy of everything you send into USCIS. Once you have submitted your application, you'll receive a notice to appear for your biometrics appointment. Make sure you pay attention to the time and location of when you should come in to the designated place to go to submit your biometrics. Once you do that, you have your biometrics taken at a USCIS office. You'll be sent a notice to appear for your naturalization interview in front of an adjudications officer. Once again, pay attention to the time and location. If for some reason you're not able to make your appointment, we encourage you to follow the instructions on the back of the notice to reschedule. That shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. So once you have come in for your interview and everything goes well or not so well, either way, you'll receive a notice in the mail letting you know when you're scheduled to take your oath. So in Los Angeles, a lot of the ceremonies are either at the Los Angeles Convention Center, the Pomona Fairplex, or in Montebello. So you'll be scheduled for one of those locations for your naturalization ceremony.
This is very nice explanation, and most of the questions are concerning the naturalization. I have to follow the viewers' questions. And what are some mistakes people can make most of the time while applying for citizenship?
Sure. So the majority of the mistakes that we see are just human error. People forget to fill in a certain field on the forms, or they forget to write their signature at the end of the form. They don't submit the correct fee, or the check is made out to the incorrect, it's not made out to the Department of Homeland Security. So those are just common things that we see for reasons that we need to reject applications, is just human error. So make sure you sign your applications, make sure you double check that you're writing the check for the right amount, and you should be okay.
That's very nice. This is my question. You said that you reject the application. There are 2 kinds of, there is a rejection and denial. Can you explain a difference?
Yes,
please?
that's a great question. So a rejection is when you submit your application to the lockbox and there's something that at face value is just not quite put together. So like I said, you forget a signature, or a field isn't filled out correctly, or there's not a check included, or there's a passport photo missing, then it'll be rejected and sent back to you, and you can square everything away and submit it again. A denial is when the case has been adjudicated and it's been figured out that it's not approvable, so it'll be denied, and citizenship won't be granted.
Ms. Nicholson, would you describe the interview process?
Yes, so the interview process, you will come to one of our offices. There's 5 field offices, so make sure you pay attention to where you're being summoned to appear for your interview. You'll be checked in initially, and you will eventually be brought in by an adjudications officer. They will go over your background information as well as ask you some civics questions, and also test your English as well. So those are some of the things to expect. You can get more information on what an actual naturalization interview looks like on YouTube. We have some fantastic videos on our YouTube channel. So if you go onto youtube.com, type in the search USCIS, and there's actually mock interviews where you can see exactly what an interview looks like, so you know exactly what to expect.
I actually already showed this interview, 15 minutes CD, DVD. Oh. And I'm sure most of our viewers already know the structure or the way of how it is conducted. And what kind of study materials are available, either in website or some other libraries?
Sure. So there's a variety of information that's been put out by our Office of Citizenship. They're now on our Citizenship Resource Center at uscis.gov/citizenship resources. There's podcasts, there's flashcards, there's brochures. We have information in 22 different languages, as well as I mentioned before, a YouTube video about the naturalization process. So there's a variety of information out there, as well as in our office as well. So if you are in need of information, yeah, you can come to any of the Los Angeles office for more additional information about the naturalization process.
I guess you are talking about the newly opened resource center or library in Los Angeles local office for locals.
Yes, so we recently just opened the first of its kind in the United States at the Los Angeles District at 300 North Los Angeles Street, and it's a immigration resource room. So it's equipped with 8 computers with access to our website, so you can check your case status, you can access information from the official source, and one of the best tools that we have, which is the uscis.gov, the website. There's also a children's play area, so if you don't have access to the internet and you would like to come into our office to use it, you can bring your kids, they can hang out in the Kid Zone, and you can study up on naturalization.
That's very nice. This just strengthens the relationship between community members and USCIS, and I also want our viewers to understand and to see how friendly USCIS is with people.
We're always looking for new ways to improve our customer service, and that's one thing, also making sure that people get the correct information so they're not going elsewhere to get incorrect news about the naturalization process.
I understand USCIS has also collaborated with the Los Angeles Public Libraries on citizenship education. Can you tell me more about this program or this effort as well, please?
Yes, so this is one of my favorite projects that we just recently launched last year. We recently launched in September citizenship corners in each of the 76 public libraries in Los Angeles. So all the library staff has been trained. So if you're looking for immigration information and need some help, the librarians can help you out, as well as you'll have access to flashcards and videos, as well as books to check out as well. So it's a great place to go and study and see what the process is all about, as well as study for the civics portion of the test as well. So it's a great initiative that we have with the library and the mayor. So
very nice. Ms. Nicholson, there are a lot of immigration scams out there in the street, everywhere, in attorneys' offices even. What are some common scams people should look for?
Yes, so one of the things I tell people all the time is if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So if anyone's offering you immigration free, or if it's faster, it's most likely not possible. So we encourage people to really educate themselves and make sure that they're going to people who aren't going to scam them. So if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The other scam that we see all the time is with the visa lottery for Department of State. People will say you've won the visa lottery, you know, you're a pick. All you need to do is send in this money, and you know, no problem, you'll become a citizen. This is not the case. This is not the case whatsoever. You'll receive something from Department of State if you have indeed been selected as part of the diversity visa lottery. Another one that we see also is .com websites. So the official source for immigration information is USCIS.gov. Any .com website with immigration information is not the official source. So we encourage you to make sure that you're going to the .gov addresses for official immigration information.
Anyway, the information is there, but still people go to the scam offices or to scam people, scammers, and get help. And most of the time, their like immigration benefits are being damaged or spoiled, or something happens and they put under the proceedings. What happens to those victims? Are there any remedies that can help those victims to correct the situation or to go to the right places after?
Yes, so we encourage folks to go to our federal partner, the Federal Trade Commission, and report if you have been scammed, if you have been taken advantage of and given money to someone who's taken it. We encourage you to go to the FTC website at ftc.gov, that's the Federal Trade Commission, and report these unscrupulous practitioners so they can be brought to justice and we can remedy the situation so they don't take advantage of anyone else.
Even if it's happened many years ago, and let's say people already have cases that are in Ninth Circuit or already denied, they put under removal proceedings. Even then, they can go to the Trade Commission and...
Yes, we encourage people to go to the Federal Trade Commission and report these incidences. Also, feel free to contact USCIS at any time or go online and set up an InfoPass appointment so you can see exactly where your case is. A lot of the times these unscrupulous practitioners will say that they've submitted your application, they'll take your money, and they'll never turn anything in. So if you think that you might have been scammed, we encourage you to contact USCIS to make sure that nothing's been filed for you. And if it hasn't, then you have indeed been scammed, but at least you don't have a file that's not correctly put together. So.
Thank you very much. Very good answers to all the questions that came during this show. Ms. Nicholson, there was a question, one of our viewers is asking, if I'm a naturalized U.S. citizen, what is happening to my child? Is he a U.S. citizen or not?
So if you've become a U.S. citizen and you've gone through the N-400 process, you've submitted it and you've done your interview and you've come in to take the oath, your children under the age of 18 automatically derive your citizenship. So we have what we call an N-600 ceremony for your children, where they are essentially given a certificate of citizenship, which are actually really, really fun. So your children will derive citizenship if they are under the age of 18.
They are under the age of 18 and green card holders, or it does not make any difference? They have to have a green card in order to be derivative citizen or not?
Correct, yes. You do need to have a green card in order to derive citizenship. That is correct.
Thank you. And there is a question, is it possible to be to have a dual citizenship, like to be U.S. citizen and citizen of another country?
Yes, so the United States does not recognize the citizenship of another country. However, if your other country, recognizes dual citizenship, then it is possible to have dual citizenship. However, the United States does not recognize it. So it's up to the country of origin that you came from, whether you can have dual citizenship or not.
Ms. Nicholson, we have many questions about people that are in removal proceedings and they are victims of scams. Again, let's talk a little bit about UPL, that's unauthorized practice of immigration law that make people to become victims or be in deportations, proceedings, etc. Please develop this topic a little bit more, because I do see from the questions that are coming from behind the scene that there are many questions about this.
Yes, it's an important topic that we make sure at USCIS that people know about. Is the first thing you should think about when you're seeking immigration advice is educate yourself. To go to our website at uscis.gov/avoid scams and there's great information on there about filing tips. There's a list of organizations that we recommend that are nonprofit or for little profit that you can go to get information. There's also information about the questions that you should ask the people who are helping you to make sure that you're well equipped. So someone who's well educated and knows the immigration process and knows the right questions to ask are the people that are going to protect themselves against scammers. So we encourage you to educate yourself before taking your immigration journey, whatever that may be. So like I said, go to our website at uscis.gov/avoid-scams. Take a look at a bunch of the materials we have. We have filing tips, common scams that we're updating all the time that we're seeing in the public. So we encourage you to go to our website.
This is very important to educate the not only victims but generally even newcomers, so they can file whatever they need or that they are eligible for in a right manner. And for this, our organization was thinking or planning to organize one big seminar that USCIS officers would be invited, other law enforcement officers could be invited. Please, is there any way we can do this together somewhere locally within Armenian community? Because this is an Armenian TV channel, and we are on Armenian TV channel. And I want, as a community member, not only as an Armenian, but as a community member, to have these small seminars locally be done for people. Please.
Absolutely. So we have actually community relations officers in Los Angeles whose sole job it is to go out into the community and provide information. So a lot of the times we'll meet with organizations like Affordable Advocates and go and speak with their community and make sure that they're educated about the process. So we are happy, always more than happy to go out and speak to communities and make sure that they're educated about the immigration process. So yes, absolutely, we would love to speak with any of your constituents.
So on our behalf, I promise our viewers and all the community members that we will work on this direction and organize a seminar to educate them more and to make them feel more comfortable with USCIS, because as we talked before about scammers, that they are victims of wrong information, let's form this way. So I want them to feel more comfortable and feel that United States Immigration Service is very friendly.
Absolutely.
They can clearly say what they want.
Absolutely. So all the events that we have, it's just our officers, and all the time we speak with the public of all walks of life and all spans of the immigration process. So we welcome anyone to these kind of events that we come to speak at occasionally, for people to come and get information about the immigration process.
This is very nice. We talked very much about naturalization and scams, but what is immigration law generally? I want our viewers to listen to the very general explanation or definition of immigration law.
Yes, so the Immigration and Nationality Act is essentially how USCIS administers law. So we are the branch of the government that administers benefits, immigration benefits. So after 2001, former INS was broken up into 3 departments: U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, so they're the folks at the borders and ports, and then ICE and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and they do the enforcement side. So we are the benefit side of the of administering the immigration law, and that's our piece in the INA.
And Department of Homeland Security.
Under Department of Homeland Security, correct.
Homeland Security. Ms. Claire, there is a very interesting question from one of our viewers. He or she is asking about the U visa or T visa. Can you explain what this means?
So for T and U visa is one of the most amazing humanitarian benefits that USCIS administers. It's a non-immigrant visa, and it essentially allows, T visa essentially allows people who have been taken advantage of. They've been taken advantage of by a U.S. citizen, and they've been coerced from their home country under false pretenses. So They've been promised to come and nanny their children, and they'll get them a green card, and they'll pay them this amount of money, and they come to the United States, and they're actually held as captives and slaves, and it was not under the terms of their contract whatsoever, the circumstances that they're working. So the T visa allows someone to stay and work in the United States and also testify against their captors who have taken advantage of them. The U visa is for victims of crime, so they've been coerced under false pretense and have been abused. And so the U visa allows people to stay and work in the United States and testify against their captors as well, which we actually just reached the cap of 10,000 this fiscal year. So we'll be starting accepting applications again soon. So it's an amazing humanitarian benefit that USCIS administers to people who have been taken advantage of by U.S. citizens.
Very nice explanation, and this is very good topic, because sometimes we meet this kind of clients that they are coming to our office, and this is very good explanation. We will also, from our end, we will go and educate ourselves to our attorneys, I mean, in order to help people to get a U or T visa. And also, I have another question about these visas. There are many people that are stateless. Let's say they came during the Soviet Union, or some Armenians came from Azerbaijan. And now there is a way that they have to go back to their country to get a visa interview done and come to this country to come back, because they have family petitions already approved. What happens? They are stateless. What is happening to those people? Is there any humanitarian way to waive their return to countries?
It depends. It sounds like something that's a case-by-case basis. If it sounds like you're a stateless person and you're in this situation, we encourage you to make an InfoPass appointment and come in and speak with the USCIS representative to talk about your situation so we can determine the best plan of action.
Thank you very much. This is very good. Hope that it might be resolve this question too. And I want to thank you very much on my behalf, on our organization's behalf, and on behalf of all viewers for being here, for giving this much information to us, to all viewers. And I am sure we will meet in the future too, and our cooperation will develop more. Thank you very much. And your last word to our viewers, please.
No, thank you for taking the time to be with me. Like I said, we encourage you to go to our website at uscis.gov and call our 1-800 number for additional information about the immigration process from the official source.
Thank you. And հարգելի հեռուստադիտողներ, մեր հեռուստաժամը մոտեցավ ավարտին, ցավոք սրտի զանգերը բազմաթիվ էին, սակայն մեր ժամանակը սահմանափակ է։ Ես խոստանում եմ, որ այսօր այս անգլերեն հնչած հաղորդումը նաև ձեզ համար շուտով կհնչի հայերեն լեզվով թարգմանված։ Այսօր այսքանը, ցտեսություն։